Have you heard of bedazzling? Bedazzled books is a massive trend in America. It's come over to the UK and I thought I would give it a bit of a twist. So I currently run bedazzled notebook workshops. That's where I take a book like this, turn it into a notebook. This is actually a dust jacket, but here's a kind of before. Okay, so no sparkly bits. And here's the after, where I've added lots of sparkly crystals, gemstones. Basically, it has been bedazzled. Even the font here I've covered in crystals. And what I thought I would do is show you how I bedazzle a book. So in this video, I'm going to show you all the materials that I do. So you don't have to do notebooks, but if you happen to have one of my notebooks, you could do this. You can do this just to a plain book or to another notebook that you own. And I'm going to be showing you how I have created this one. This book totally lent itself to be bedazzled. So the back cover I haven't touched, but can you see all these little watermarks here? They were just dying out to be made sparkly. And on my Instagram, I actually asked you guys, should I do this and should I record it for a YouTube video? So here we are. This is the video. If you don't know who I am, my name's Becky and my business is Retro from Scratch. I take old books and I recycle them and repurpose them and turn them into notebooks and diaries and lots of other planners and journals. So let's get started. Okay, so you are going to need some rhinestones, crystals, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to put links for these in the description. So we've got 3mm rhinestones here, and the difference between them is, although there are more colours in this range, some of these have sort of like a white or solid backing in this colour palette, whereas these ones are more translucent or see-through. I've also ordered these. Now I've put them in this little Tiptree tin, but these are 2mm. So they are a mil smaller than these ones. And I ordered these separately and they just came in a bag. But they are perfect for if you've got a font that is quite small. So if we go back to the Harry Potter book here, this is quite fine in places. So these are clear, so you can see the font through it, but you're still getting that crystal sparkly effect, but it's not losing the lettering. Whereas if we used the solid white, for example, we're going to start losing the shape of the H and the Y. You're not going to see that. This one here, I've actually, on the sword here, I've used the 3mm because I didn't have the 2mm at the time. And it does start to lose the shape, even though these are a transparent gem. So just having that smaller millimetre gemstone is actually a lot better. So I'm going to refer to these as gemstones and crystals. You can by all means add larger ones as well, like I have done here. It makes it a little bit more interesting. And it's all about finding that book cover that is going to work well for you. And I really think that this one is going to be perfect. You are also going to need the tool to use this. Now, these come in a pack. And basically, this is a really simple wax pencil. You get little packets of wax, you get a little tray, so you can pour your gems into there. And then you just refill the wax, and the wax literally will stick to the crystal. So you don't need to have a tray, you could just put it in a dish. But the little ridges in the tray are actually really helpful for arranging them. And the wax, you need a very small amount as you go. And you also need some strong glue. Now, it's a little stinky, shall we say. This is B7000, but it's not super glue, so it's not going to stick to your fingers, but it is going to stick your gems on hard so that they don't just come off. I have not put a sealer on these, so it's still stuck really, really well, and the stones have not come off. I don't want to put a sealer on because you may lose the sparkle, but also there are obviously parts of the book that I haven't covered with stones. So unless you were doing a complete full coverage, I wouldn't use a diamond painting sealer on your bedazzled books. So to get started, I'm just going to make sure that there is plenty of wax on the pencil. And to do this, you literally just peel a bit of this plastic away, and I sort of push it in and slide, and you should see that there is a little bit of red wax in there. And then I'm going to put my sparklies into the tray. I'm just going to start with the little ones to begin with. But what I would recommend is just having a look at your different sizes. I don't want to mix them up, but look at your different sizes and then decide. I'm actually going to go with these ones because these ones have got the see-through stones. So this one is a 3mm. That one is a 2mm. So hopefully you can see the difference there. And what we can do is just, without any glue, I can just push that onto the book and start to have a feel. That's the 3mm, and actually some of these here I think are definitely going to lend themselves to the 3mm. And then we've got the 2mm, those smaller ones for the smaller water splashes. But my aim is to get all of these little circles I'm going to add the crystals to. And I think for the majority, we're probably looking at 3mm. So I'm going to pour these back into the jar. I'm going to speed the video up because this is going to take a little bit of time. So you will see me laying down some of the glue. I'm going to do some of the areas and then just work my way through. And what you really want to do is when you're looking at your crystals, your gems, there is the right way up, which is kind of, it's raised slightly. You can see all of the sort of cuts, and then there's the wrong way up, which looks flat. So right way up, wrong way up. Okay. And so you need to be able to turn that over. And now they are both the right way up. So if you need glasses, pop them on, reading glasses, or use a magnifying glass. Make sure your area is well lit. And I'm just going to do a few at a time, see how we get on. I should warn you, the glues come with a very sharp pin. So you do need to be really careful. This pin is going to prevent the nozzle from drying up. So actually putting the pin back into the nozzle is a little bit of a task or a challenge in itself. So that's something to warn you. There we go. But that is really important because it's going to stop the tube from drying out. We don't want that. Okay, so we've had good coverage so far. It's took me about an hour to do what I've done already. And I think you can see better on the screen than you can in real life. There's some more whiter stones. So I started to use these ones, which had a more solid back rather than the transparent ones. And I wanted to do that just to mix it up a little bit and also sort of define these whiter areas where it's more densely white. So I will actually fill in more of this area with some of the white ones. I've picked out some areas that I really wanted to make sure the white was sort of splashed on. I'm going to add a few extras in this area as well, just to kind of combine this in. But as I added them in here, I really liked that. So I think it's quite nice to have that balance. We've got a mixture of big gems and a mixture of little gems too. Now you can get sort of stringy bits, so what I try to do is just, if I see them straight away, I just sort of pull them away, but once they're dry and the stones are set, then it'll be much easier to just pull the stringy bits off of the book cover. The other thing I've done is I've put this pot underneath so that I can actually angle the book, and the reason why is I was finding it difficult to see where the glue was. So if I put the glue on now, for example, I'll just put a few little spots on here. Let's do this area. It's not easy to see, but then when I tilt it, you can see here it sort of glistens slightly, and then I know. So having the book at an angle like that rather than working on it flat like this actually makes it a lot easier to find where I've put the glue and where I need to put the stones. So here is the finished book. Now this took me approximately 2 hours to do. A nice relaxing 2 hours. I didn't rush it, I just took my time and really enjoyed the process. I have to say it looks much better in real life than I think it looks on camera, so you'll just have to take my word for it. This is such a lovely idea for a craft party. Just get all your friends together, get yourself a load of gemstones and some glue and just have fun. You can chat. Quite often I find everybody goes a little bit quiet while they concentrate, but it's just a really joyful activity. You don't have to think too much, and yeah, it's just, you've got this really tactile notebook afterwards. So as you can see, they are fixed on really, really well. And of course you don't need to bedazzle notebooks or books. You could bedazzle anything you like, really. I hope you've enjoyed this week's craft tutorial, and if you would like more hints and tips, then do check out my next video, and I will be back here this time next week for more retro crafting. I'll see you soon.